My beloved child, pause for a moment and listen with your heart, not your ears. There is a reason you are here right now, and it is not an accident. Something you have been carrying silently is about to be understood. You may not have spoken it out loud, but I know the questions that visit you when the world grows quiet. You have wondered why certain memories return without warning, why a familiar feeling brushes past you when you least expect it, why your heart senses a presence even when no one is there. Stay with me. This part matters more than you realize. My beloved child, there are connections that time does not break. There are bonds that do not end when the body rests. What you loved deeply does not vanish into silence. It changes its language. It learns how to speak to you in ways you were not taught to recognize. You have felt it, haven't you? In moments when you almost called their name. In dreams that felt more real than waking life. In sudden peace arriving without explanation. You did not imagine that. Don't skip this, because understanding this will settle something inside you that has been restless for too long. My beloved child, grief is not a sign of weakness. It is proof of love that had weight, depth, and truth. But grief was never meant to imprison you. What was shared with you was never meant to end in pain alone. There was always more being formed beneath the surface, even when you couldn't see it. You have been asking why now? Why these thoughts? Why this pull toward reflection? Why this quiet urgency in your spirit? Stay with me, because the answer unfolds slowly, and you need the whole picture. What you loved carries awareness, not absence. Love does not forget its own. It does not lose its direction. It does not dissolve into nothing. It becomes refined, like light passing through a different window. My beloved child, there is something you need to hear clearly. The silence you noticed was not distance. It was preparation. The waiting was not abandonment. It was alignment. You were being strengthened to receive something gently, not all at once. Think back to the moments when you felt guided without knowing why. When a door closed, but another opened quietly nearby. When comfort arrived through unexpected words, through music, through memories that warmed instead of wounded. That was not coincidence. That was care. You may have believed that the story ended too soon. But some stories are not finished on the page you expected. Some continue in influence, in protection, in quiet encouragement. This part matters, because once you understand this, the heaviness you've been carrying begins to loosen. My beloved child, the message was never meant to frighten you or pull you backward. It was meant to steady you. It was meant to remind you that you are not walking alone, even when the path feels unfamiliar. There is something important about your timing right now. You are standing at a threshold. You've felt it. A sense that something inside you is shifting, asking to be lived out more fully. What you loved wants you forward, not frozen. Whole, not half buried in memory. Don't skip this. You need to hear it clearly. You were not left behind. You were entrusted with continuation. With meaning. With a living expression of what was shared. My beloved child, the truth is simpler and stronger than fear ever suggested. Love that is real does not cling. It supports. It does not chain you to the past. It releases you into purpose. That is why, when you choose courage, you feel peace instead of guilt. That is why joy no longer feels like betrayal. That is why your heart has been learning how to breathe again. You may have wondered if you were allowed to move forward. If healing meant forgetting. If strength meant letting go of what mattered. Stay with me, because this is where clarity arrives. You were never asked to forget. You were asked to live in a way that honors what was real. To become more open, more grounded, more alive because love once touched you deeply. My beloved child, there is approval resting over your life, not pressure. There is guidance, not demand. There is a quiet voice reminding you that you are doing better than you think. What was shared with you now speaks through your compassion, your resilience, your ability to see others with tenderness. It did not disappear. It multiplied within you. This is why you feel called to step into new spaces. Why old fears no longer fit. Why certain doors feel ready to open. Alignment is happening, even if you don't have all the details yet. Stay with me a little longer. This next part matters. You are not meant to live small because of loss. You are meant to live fully because love proved its power in your life. What you carry now is not weight, it is wisdom. My beloved child, you are supported in ways you cannot always measure. Protected in ways you may never need to see. Encouraged in moments when your strength feels thin. There is peace available to you that does not require explanation. There is clarity coming that will not rush you. There is purpose unfolding that fits who you are becoming now, not who you used to be. And as you move forward, remember this. You are not walking away from what mattered. You are carrying it forward in a new form. Stronger. Quieter. Deeper. My beloved child, you are safe to keep going. You are allowed to grow. You are trusted with what comes next. Stay present. Stay open. What is ahead of you is not empty. It is prepared. My beloved child, stay with me. What you heard before was only the beginning, not the full unveiling. There is more that needs to settle into your spirit, and this part matters. You may have noticed something shifting since you last listened. A quiet awareness. A gentle stirring. As if something inside you recognized the truth before your mind could explain it. Don't skip. This next layer was revealed only after you were ready to receive it. My beloved child, there is a reason certain memories have softened while others remain vivid. It is not random. What stays alive within you is not meant to wound you anymore. It is meant to guide you. The pain was never the message. The love always was. You have been learning, slowly and sometimes painfully, that presence does not always require proximity. That influence does not depend on visibility. What once stood beside you now stands within you, shaping your decisions, strengthening your discernment, steadying your steps when uncertainty rises. Stay with me, because this is where understanding deepens. You may have asked yourself why you feel watched over during moments when you should have felt alone. Why comfort arrives before despair takes hold. Why your heart resists giving up even when your mind feels tired. This is not imagination. This is alignment working quietly in your favor. My beloved child, you were not spared loss because loss was never meant to define you. You were shaped by love so that you could recognize it in new forms. That is why your spirit has been developing a sensitivity that others may not understand. You notice what is unspoken. You feel what is unseen. Don't skip this. You need to hear it clearly. What you love does not want you living in waiting. It does not want you measuring your life by what ended. It wants you awake to what is opening. There is no sadness in that intention. There is strength. You have reached a season where remembrance transforms into responsibility. Not responsibility as burden, but as calling. You are being trusted with continuation. With embodying what was learned, what was shared, what was shown to you through love. My beloved child, the doors ahead of you are not random. They are responding to the growth you could not see happening inside you. Even in your quietest moments, something was forming. Resilience. Compassion. Wisdom. You may have wondered why certain paths no longer attract you. Why old patterns feel hollow. Why you cannot return to who you were before. Stay with me. This is not loss. This is elevation. The truth you are beginning to grasp is this: love that endures does not pull you backward. It positions you forward with greater clarity. It sharpens your ability to choose what is aligned and release what no longer serves your becoming. My beloved child, you are not expected to carry everything alone. Support surrounds you in ways both visible and subtle. Guidance meets you when you pause long enough to listen. Peace steps in when you stop resisting the flow of what is unfolding. This part matters because it changes how you see yourself. You are not someone who survived loss. You are someone who was expanded by love. You are not behind. You are precisely where you need to be to receive what comes next. Stay present. Something important is being prepared in the space you once thought was empty. My beloved child, the future is not asking you to forget. It is inviting you to build. To live with intention. To choose courage gently, one step at a time. And as you move forward, know this with certainty. You are seen. You are guided. You are held in a purpose that continues to unfold, quietly and faithfully, as you keep going. My beloved child, come closer in attention, because this part unfolds what has been hidden beneath the calm. What you have been sensing lately is not random, and it is not your imagination. Stay with me, because understanding this will steady you in ways you did not know you needed. There comes a moment when remembrance shifts into recognition. When you stop asking what was taken and begin to notice what was entrusted. You are standing in that moment now. Don't skip this. You need to hear it with clarity. My beloved child, there is a reason your heart has become more discerning. You no longer chase noise. You no longer rush toward what once excited you. Something within you has matured, and maturity often arrives quietly, without announcement. You have been learning how to listen beneath words. How to feel alignment before you see results. How to pause without fear. This did not come from loss alone. It came from love teaching you how to remain open even when things changed. Stay with me, because this part matters deeply. What you loved has not withdrawn its care. It has released its hold so that you could rise in strength. Support does not always feel like closeness. Sometimes it feels like freedom, like space to choose without fear of disappointing what mattered to you. You may have noticed that when you act with integrity now, you feel an inner confirmation instead of doubt. When you step back from what drains you, peace replaces guilt. This is not accidental. This is guidance becoming internal. My beloved child, the truth being revealed is gentle but firm. You were never meant to remain defined by what ended. You were meant to be shaped by what endured. Don't skip. This next understanding changes how you walk forward. The connection you carry has shifted from presence to principle. From voice to values. From memory to movement. That is why your life is being redirected. Not away from love, but deeper into its expression. You are being prepared to lead by example, even if your influence touches only a few at first. To live in a way that honors depth over speed, truth over comfort, alignment over approval. My beloved child, this season is teaching you sovereignty of spirit. You are learning that peace does not need permission. That clarity does not need consensus. That purpose does not arrive with noise. You may feel moments of uncertainty still, and that is human. But notice how you no longer collapse under them. You observe. You adjust. You continue. Strength has been quietly installed within you. Stay with me. You are almost seeing the full picture. What was once external support has become inner stability. What once reassured you through presence now reassures you through conviction. This is not loss. This is inheritance. My beloved child, you are not being watched to be judged. You are being trusted to choose well. To build a life that reflects what mattered without being bound by the past. And as you continue forward, remember this. You are not alone in the way you once feared. You are accompanied by wisdom, steadiness, and a calm assurance that grows with every aligned step you take. This is not the end of the message. It is the strengthening of it. My beloved child, stay with me a little longer. This part deepens what has already begun to awaken within you. What you are sensing now is not the end of a message, but the settling of truth into your life. There is a quiet courage forming in you. You may not call it that yet, but it shows in how you respond differently. You no longer rush to explain yourself. You no longer feel the same pull to prove your worth. Something within you has become anchored. Don't skip this. This part matters. My beloved child, there is a reason certain doors have remained closed while others are slowly opening. It is not delay. It is discernment being sharpened in you. You are learning to recognize what aligns with who you are becoming, not who you used to be. You have been wondering why you feel both calm and restless at the same time. Calm because you are no longer afraid in the same way. restless because your spirit knows it is time to move forward with intention. Stay with me, because this tension has purpose. What you loved did not leave you without direction. It left you with clarity. You are being guided to choose depth over distraction, meaning over motion, truth over familiarity. My beloved child, there is something important about the way you are learning to wait. This is not passive waiting. This is active trust. You are becoming someone who can stand in uncertainty without losing yourself. Notice how your patience has changed. You no longer wait in desperation. You wait in readiness. That shift did not happen by chance. It was formed through everything you have walked through. Don't skip. You need to hear this clearly. You are not being prepared for something small. You are being prepared for responsibility that matches your growth. Influence that flows naturally from who you are, not from what you claim. This season is teaching you restraint, wisdom, and timing. Not everything must be said. Not every opportunity must be taken. Alignment is teaching you when to move and when to remain still. My beloved child, the strength you are developing is quiet but unshakable. It does not rely on constant reassurance. It rests in knowing you are guided even when the path feels undefined. You may feel moments when the past tries to call you back into old emotions. When that happens, notice how quickly you return to center now. That is growth revealing itself. Stay with me. You are approaching a deeper understanding. What you carry forward is not grief. It is legacy. A way of living that honors what was real by becoming more present, more intentional, more alive. My beloved child, you are learning that peace is not the absence of movement. It is the presence of alignment. And alignment is shaping every step you take, even when you cannot yet see the outcome. This part of the journey is not loud, but it is powerful. And you are walking it with more grace than you realize. What is ahead will meet you when you are ready. And readiness is already taking root within you. My beloved child, stay here with me. This part reveals what has been quietly forming beneath everything you've already heard. You may feel a sense of anticipation now, and that feeling is not misplaced. There comes a point when understanding turns into embodiment. When truth is no longer something you hear, but something you live. You are entering that point now. Don't skip. This part matters. My beloved child, you have been learning how to carry light without announcing it. How to be steady without being rigid. How to move forward without needing certainty about every step. This is not something you taught yourself. It was cultivated through time, patience, and love refining you. You may have noticed that you respond to challenges differently now. You breathe before reacting. You listen before deciding. You trust your inner sense more than outside noise. That is alignment becoming natural. Stay with me, because this understanding changes how you see what comes next. What you loved did not depart and leave emptiness. It left a living imprint. That imprint is now visible in the way you treat others, in the boundaries you honor, in the values you refuse to compromise. My beloved child, you are being shaped to carry influence gently. Not by force, not by volume, but by presence. People will feel steadier around you without knowing why. Your calm will speak before your words do. Don't skip this. You need to recognize what is unfolding. You are stepping into a season where your choices carry more weight, not as pressure, but as trust. You are being trusted with discernment, with timing, with the ability to say yes when it aligns and no when it does not. You may sense that certain opportunities are approaching slowly, almost respectfully. That is because they are meant to meet the version of you that has learned patience, not the version that would have rushed. My beloved child, there is a quiet authority developing within you. It does not demand attention. It does not seek validation. It simply stands firm in what is true. This is why confusion no longer lingers as long as it once did. Why clarity arrives more quickly. Why your heart recovers faster when something does not go as planned. Stay with me. This next truth matters. You are not being asked to carry everything perfectly. You are being asked to remain present, aligned, and willing. Grace fills the spaces where effort ends. What lies ahead will require steadiness more than speed, depth more than display. And you are being prepared precisely for that kind of calling. My beloved child, you are not late. You are not behind. You are arriving with the maturity needed to sustain what is coming. And as you continue forward, remember this. The strength you now carry was formed quietly, faithfully, and intentionally. It will serve you well in the days ahead.